All right, so we have completed the table and we need to move to the next exercise. And the next exercise is these two large boxes and a series of scars. So I'm going to double click to open mine. And again, I'll hit OK because I'm going from one exercise to another. Go ahead and get yours open. And you'll see again, this looks just a little different than what we used earlier with the avatar and the table. Again, everything is built on a plane, but in this exercise, I've got two large boxes and I have 8 scarves just sort of floating in the air, okay? And they are nowhere near the boxes. So if I were to simulate it, they're simply gonna drop right down to the ground, okay? And they're not gonna drop where I want them to drop. So I'm gonna undo that. And you'll see over here on the 2D side again, the pattern pieces are here. These individual scarves are very simple. And then you'll see the shadow of the boxes here, okay? So I'm gonna actually close my 2D window in this instance because I want to be able to look as closely at these pieces and parts as I can. So I'm gonna click on 3D. And I'm gonna need to rotate around this quite a bit to ensure that I move these objects where I want them to be when they fall, okay? And so first things first, I'm gonna grab one of them and I'm gonna attempt to just move it forward and move that one forward. I'll move that one on top of that box and that one on top of that box. And you'll see from the perspective that I had initially, it looked like I did a fantastic job of moving those on top of the boxes. But when I rotate, okay, you're gonna see I'm actually still nowhere near the boxes. So I'm going to change my view a little bit and come in and grab them again. And I'll rotate. And again, it looked like I was in fantastic position. And it has improved because I can see that I'm on top of the boxes. But now these two are not technically on top of the box. They're sort of sitting on the side here. So I'm going to drag those in, again, rotate a couple times just to make sure I've really placed those where I expect them to go, okay? I'm going to do the same thing now with these. And again, if I turn from that perspective, what looked amazing and perfect is nowhere near it. Somehow I've actually raised them up. Okay, and they're not as deep into the boxes I thought. I thought I'd placed them all the way back here. So again, it's really important that you familiarize yourself with turning and ensure that you're placing things where you think you're placing them. That is not the one I meant to grab. I meant to grab that one. All right, so I'll try again. And I keep getting closer and closer with these two, but I'm still not there. So place that there, kind of bring that one. Again, that one's still not right. Zoom in again. And this is where you see I'm struggling a little bit with panning because I don't have a scroll mouse. Okay, I keep having to sort of reset to try to zoom where I want this to be. Okay. And at this point, it looks like all of them are truly residing on top of my box. I'm going to reset this by coming over to my 2D view, or my dual view. And actually, I'm still struggling a little bit with my panning. So maybe I will go back to my single view. All right, and at this point again, if you're struggling with your view, which I clearly am, I'm going to go ahead and right click, and remember you have these options here. So I'm going to go ahead and hit 2 for front, and you see how that immediately goes ahead and centers that for me. Okay, that's what I'm going to have to lean on quite a bit again because I don't have that scroll button to help me pan. Okay, but again, I think I'm in a great place, so I'm going to go ahead and simulate and see if my scarves fall into my box. And they do. Okay. So I'm going to just point out quickly that it probably looks like I did that quickly. It was not that fast when I did this the first time. And when I was in training, I think I was one of the first people to get it done, but the first time I simulated it, one of my scarves fell out of the box and I still had to undo and redo it a little bit. So it is going to take you a moment to familiarize yourself again with rotating around and just making sure that, you know, what appears really is so. Okay, don't trust one view. Make sure you rotate and really look around and make sure it's floating where you think it is. Okay, so take a few more minutes and work on that. Make sure you are able to master that, and I will be back with one more exercise.